Hey, good afternoon. It's Jay from the Golf Shop. In this week's video, we want to talk about turf conditions on the driving range and on the practice facilities. We're October, first week of October. We're about a month away from our Bermuda grass going dormant, and what dormancy means is the grass isn't growing. You'll notice the grass is going to turn brown, and what happens is the divots that we typically make, the grass grows sideways and covers them up, and it fills it in. Well, with dormancy, the grass won't cover up, and we really won't have great turf conditions throughout the winter. What we want to talk about today is how to properly practice and how you should be hitting balls on the range to optimize your turf conditions. If Chris could pan down a little bit, I spent a couple hours yesterday with Martin Laird, our resident tour professional, hitting balls. And believe it or not, this wear pattern is where Martin was hitting balls for 3 hours. This is 3 hours of striking golf balls, and obviously he's a tour player and hits a little bit more solid than we do, so we don't see any big divots down to the dirt. I was back here for about an hour practicing with him, and although I'm not a tour player, you can see we still have some nice uniformity to our wear pattern, and we haven't used the entire range or a big 10-foot area of hitting golf balls. What we're going to do now is we're going to pause this video, and we're going to head down to the member tee box, and we're going to look at some wear patterns there, and then we're going to talk about what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing to optimize our turf for the winter season. Hey, it's Jay, and we're back on the opposite end of the range. We're down here on the member tee, and we're going to show you some areas down here that aren't quite utilized as well as what we saw on the back of the range. If we pan down, Chris, we can look at some of these areas. It's probably about a 10-foot circle, but you can see all the areas. If we drew a circle around this area, all of the green grass that really hasn't been utilized correctly in our practice area. Nobody's going to want to come in here and practice here tomorrow, so really I feel like we've wasted all this area, and these divots are going to have a hard time recovering this late in the year. Just to give you some tips on how you should practice, if this is our area and I just started hitting balls, let's say I've hit 30 or 20 or 30 balls out of this area, what we want to do is have the sides of our divot pattern utilized a little bit better. So I like to go very close to where we just were. I'm going to hit this shot, and when we take this next divot, what we should do with the next ball, if you can see this divot, Chris, we don't want to go back here and leave grass in between our last divot and the next ball we're going to hit. I'm going to move this ball right up close. I'm going to hit my next shot from there. If you practice like this throughout the winter time, our range will have better turf conditions throughout the winter months when the Bermuda grass isn't growing. This is your tip for the week, and if you have any questions, come see us in the golf shop. See you next week.